The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, but fucking Olive. Nailed it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
Hey, 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 hey.
He says that all the time. We also have Dr. Syintist.
Hey, 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 hey.
Nice. You did it better. But so,
That's the joy of going second. Damn it.
nice move. Very classy move, too. So, Dr. Syintist, what have you been playing this week? What have you been watching? What have you been doing? Talk to us.
Well, I played the shit out of Borderlands 2. Through Ultra Hunter mode, I got to level 69. I beat the warrior. So now I'm just doing side quests and crap. Got to farm better weapons at some point. I watched GDQ pretty much all week.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
Game done quick for those that
yes.
don't know.
They raised $3 million and broke their record and whatever.
That's pretty awesome. Do you know what that $3 million is going towards?
MSF, Doctors Without Borders.
Nice.
What's MSF?
It's Médecins Sans Frontières.
It's Doctors Without Borders, but French.
I see.
Yeah.
See, oui.
Shout out to our listeners in France, by the way. We love you.
Do we have any?
All six of you,
I think it's one guy just downloaded 6 times.
maybe.
I was going to say 6 is a little high. I mean, France isn't Norway. I mean, we have a contingent over there in Norway.
And Lithuania representing, but
Whoop.
Yep.
We see you.
Our litho fanatics. Thanks for coming out. Have you been watching anything?
the only thing I watched besides GDQ was the documentary on Netflix that came out of Exhibit A, where they do like flaws in forensic science and stuff like that.
Was that the UFO one that Joe Rogan talked about?
No, this is a real life one. But they talk
Okay.
they talk about like cadaver dogs and how some experts hype up what they can do when real experts say they don't, and then judges let in the you have to see it. It's,
fake forensics.
yeah, not fake, but they state with more certainty that theirs is scientifically accurate when it's not.
So was there a point to disprove stuff or just to show that, hey, this isn't an exact science yet?
It's more like this is an exact science because most of the guys are still in jail that were convicted.
Oh, that's a shame.
And surprisingly, like Texas has a junk science law that you can actually have your stuff reviewed now so I think that's where some of them were.
Texas has that law?
Yeah. Believe
that.
that.
Sound like them.
The only one less believable would be Florida.
That's a good point. Florida's that awesome state that has every single police record public. And that's why you have those crazy ass stories always coming out of Florida.
Oh, is that why
everything's
you get Florida,
public?
man?
Isn't everything public in Pennsylvania? 'Cause you can search every record.
I'm sure there's some. Yeah, I don't know.
Because we used to do it at work. Just you put somebody's name in it, it would give everything they were ever arrested for.
I think you're thinking of Google.
No, it was the PA Department of Justice.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not as easy as Florida. I'm pretty sure Florida, they send out
They have
newsletters.
websites that just, hey, look at this crazy dude. .com.
A Twitter feed directly from the cops. Like, look at this asshole. I didn't even file it yet. Get a jump on it.
Methed out
Bought a
alligator
game.
robs convenience store.
Yeah.
I'd read that headline.
Just the headline.
Yeah, I might read the story.
All right. Well, that paints quite a picture of your week. What about you, Sir Chump Slap? What have you been doing this week?
Well, I did watch that documentary about the aliens and that guy. What the hell was his name? I don't know. But it was on Netflix. He supposedly worked there.
Oh, the Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, you actually wasted your time and watched
That's
that?
good. I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It was fun.
It's just-
I don't believe aliens, showed up and started putting things in butts, but
Because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, he definitely didn't talk about butts.
it was the guy's actually just one big butt.
I think I would have rather watched the Flat Earth documentary again.
Oh, well, you won't know because you won't watch this one.
No,
That's pretty good. They interview him.
because they're probably just people who had gay sex and were ashamed and just made up alien stories, and then they just all ran with it. Yeah, they stuck it in our butts. Look.
Why are you fucking so center on this butt shit? There's no butts in this fucking documentary.
You know that's what they meant, though.
What the hell? Are
They
you
said
talking?
it without
It's one guy
saying
who
it.
Said he worked at fucking Area 51.
Hashtag butt shit.
Well, all right, let's get off that.
Probably for the
so
best.
divisive.
He's really split the room down the middle over here. Jesus.
But I also watched what was it? Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh,
you
what'd you
see
think
that?
of that?
I thought it was pretty good. A little long, but
I enjoyed it. It was good.
What
I'm not
is
in a
this
rush to
movie?
watch it again, but it was fun.
I am not aware of what this is.
it's just some weird occurrences where 5 people show up at a hotel and then people start dying and
Kind of like
crazy
Identity.
shit happens. No, nothing like Identity.
So
Did you see 4 Rooms? It's more like that. I'd
Yeah,
say.
it's more like 4 rooms. Different stories, but they all
maybe I did.
intertwine. 4 Rooms is pretty good. You should check it out.
What's the one with John Cusack? Was it 401? Room 401?
I think you're thinking of Identity again.
Yeah, he was in Identity.
No. Oh, maybe that's where I got the John Cusack from. But what was that one with the room and you can like see you could see across and weird shit was happening in the room and
Oh, like 1408?
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. 1408.
Yeah. Well,
That's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was all right.
it's more like that than it is about butt stuff. But
I said Identity. You're the one bringing up butt stuff again.
sorry, it's on the mind.
It's always on the mind.
Hashtag butt shit. Anyway, so did you get a chance to play anything this week?
Oh, let me think.
Well, there's a difference between getting a chance and actually doing
Oh,
it.
I had plenty of chances. I don't think I played anything at all, man.
All right, cool. I guess we'll just go ahead and
Yeah, let's go.
move on to me then.
You
All right.
probably did a lot more than I did this week. Go ahead, shoot.
What did I even play? I'm in the weird middle area of I don't want to play the Division 2 anymore, but I want to play something else.
I saw you were playing Far Cry.
Yeah, everything else kind of bores me right now. So I've been mixing it between like Far Cry 5 and Battlefield Hardline.
Oh, you mean games exactly like The Division?
Yeah, I know. Maybe the Division's not done with me,
Yeah.
I just didn't think of it enough. But I've just been playing random stuff for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at a time, and then bailing and playing something else.
Yeah, nothing's drawn you in.
No, I'm waiting for that next game to come out and really suck me in, which is ridiculous because I have like 30 games I have that I've never played.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of stuff I could be doing, but I go back to shooters.
Oh, I hear you.
I don't have a good reason.
What games do you have in your backlog?
The new Ace Combat, I still barely touch that.
Is that a flight simulator?
Yeah, I got the flight stick and everything too.
Is it VR?
Talk about butt stuff.
There's a portion of it that is VR.
What? Like you take off your glasses for some of the game and then...
Well, mostly like you play through the whole game and you play through the whole game and you play through the story, and then once you beat it, you can unlock like a extra mission type thing in VR. I don't know if you unlock it at the end or if it's there in the beginning, but it's only like one mission.
Oh, that's cheesy.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Like, that's all they had to do. Make it VR. It's a fucking flight simulator.
Yeah, then you have people throwing up in their headsets left and right, and
Well, you mean have that in anything anyway?
Yeah.
well, you'd think with like a flight simulator, it's a little more.
Well, junkies play video games, you know.
Do they have an
Yeah.
alien
all the time.
abduction simulator with this butt stuff?
Good God, how many times have you mentioned butts already?
I know. We said butts like 14 times already. I got to count.
Anyway, so I watched the last season of Broad City. That was pretty good.
Good show, good show.
When was the last
Enjoyed
season released?
It just went on Hulu, like I think the end of May, and I just got around to seeing it. But it just finished like this year,
Oh, really? Nice.
March maybe. I don't know. something like that. But last season was really good. Caught up a little bit on Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. Still got a little bit of season 2 left.
Sabrina?
Yeah, Sabrina.
Yeah. Yeah, thought I'd get more flack for that. All right.
You were going to, but then Chump Slap made a nice Bloodhound Gang reference and kind of sidetracked the whole
Thanks,
thing.
Chump Slap.
So, no problem.
So what did you think of the Bob Lazar thing?
I thought it was fun.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Wow.
Did you watch anything else interesting?
Define interesting.
Hold on.
I watched a lot of YouTube stuff.
So did I.
But that doesn't really count, right? That's not watching.
Yeah, it's not interesting.
No, a lot of analysis from the hockey guy. Shout out to the hockey guy.
Yeah, the hockey guy's pretty good.
Talked about transitions, and they talked about the Trouba trade and all this stuff going on. He's always got something neat to say.
Anybody watch this female World Cup that's going on? No.
I mean,
okay.
I thought you were talking about one of my picks. I was like, what did the netball Women's World Cup?
No, I was in the middle of drinking. I would have answered faster, but sorry, I didn't mean to leave you hanging. But we've been watching it at work, coming in and out of the commentary TVs.
I mean, you already know who won. Why is it even waste watching?
You don't know that. They might have a bad game.
And only win by 6 or 7 goals?
Well, France got knocked out, and then who's still in it? I don't even know who's still in it. Well, obviously the USA, because we dominate women's football.
Yeah. I think we play England.
Okay, so there's a win.
And then whoever the other
okay, so there's a win.
Semifinals are.
We could stop guessing and actually look this up. I'll do it. Never mind.
Why don't they should make a team of all the best players from the world, and kind of like they used to do with the World Classic of Baseball, have the United States versus the world.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have, just to fill in we have the Netherlands versus Sweden, and that's Wednesday at 3 p.m. That's a set.
Well known for their women's soccer.
That's the semifinal game. And then the other semifinal game is England versus the U.S. Sweden's been looking really good this year.
Probably going to be Sweden-U.S. in the finals.
Well, now I know what my lock of the week is.
Doing your job for you, huh, Syintist? I say how it is.
This one's easy this week.
As far as news, video game news, it's been quiet as hell because everything got released for E3, so there hasn't been much going on. So I'll defer this question to you guys. We'll start with you, Dr. Syintist. Do you have any games on your radar coming out that you're really looking forward to?
Borderlands 3.
When's that come out?
September?
Yeah, it's getting closer.
Yeah. It's already July.
Oh, Jesus, it is.
Yep, rent time.
What about you there, Sir Chump Slap?
I hear there's this Borderlands 3. It's coming out.
Yeah, I think it's in early September, like 2 months from now.
And, September 13th.
I backed Blasphemous on Kickstarter. I'm waiting for that to finally come out.
What's that about? I haven't heard anything about that.
It's like a side-scroll platformer type game. It's got crazy, cool-looking pixel art. It's pretty neat looking.
Video games on Kickstarters are so hit and miss, and it takes forever for them to come out.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? I just got the email. It's like, oh, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I got the only thing I successfully kickstarted was a card game. And that came, I think I kickstarted it in July, and it was the following August it actually got shipped.
That's actually fairly quick.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know anything about logistics or shipping or anything, but you get the money, and then they already had the game, you know what I mean? It was done, you could see it. Oh. So they were basically just kickstarting a production run.
Yeah.
And it still took, 12 months or 11 months, 13 months.
Yeah, I've kickstarted a bunch of video games and board games and haven't played anybody in any of them.
Yeah. Got Dark Souls board game. It's still waiting on the third shipment.
Yeah, it's 4 years ago?
Yeah. It's insane.
When Dark Souls came out.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, release date, September 13th. Looks like it's also going to be the same day as NHL 20.
Oh, which one are you going to play?
That's going to be a tough one, guys.
You play hockey on the shitter.
Well, I have those 2 TVs and 2 PS4s. I'll just play them both at the same time. That'll work, right? Like, we can do that.
You can get pretty good, but you can't play Borderlands with one hand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Boom.
I'd like to see you prove me wrong, Poppascotch. Yeah, you could probably get a special controller, but I mean just a regular PS4 controller. How are you going to pull all the things and press the buttons at the same time and move? And
Oh, you're just going to keep putting fucking limits on my one-handed Borderlands play?
Let's do a speed run where I play Borderlands with my feet and then NHL with my hands. And we'll twitch the whole thing, and no one will be
I'll
worried
even let
about.
you switch them around, see which one goes best.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You can practice.
Okay, great. Love it. Oh, God.
Any other games you're looking for?
Just those 2, pretty much. I'll check out the release calendar. Do you have any other games you guys give a shit about at all?
I don't. Not off the top of my head, no.
I can't even think of any other game I'd want to play.
Well, Minecraft's been out for a while.
Is that like your shooter? For me, it's just you go back and play Minecraft a little bit when you're bored.
Yeah, most of the time.
I still have Assassin's Creed Odyssey to play, which I haven't touched. And the pre-sequel to play through again.
Maybe I'll play Sekiro again. I don't know.
Get the other endings.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I'm looking at the release calendar, there isn't too terribly much before Borderlands. We got the big ones are Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringer, which is that a DLC or a real game?
It's a DLC, I would assume, because 14's an
14's
online
been
game.
out, right?
Yeah, it's an online.
Oh, that's the online one. Okay.
We got also in July. This is all July. Dragon Quest Builders 2, AI
That's like Minecraft.
Somnian Files.
Sounds made up.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. It could be Al for all I know, but I'm gonna assume it's AI. And then we got Wolfenstein, Youngblood, and Cyberpilot VR both come out, which I'm gonna wait for the reviews on those. But
Cyberpilot VR?
yeah, it's like
Sounds terrible.
You're in like a mech suit, basically.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
When's Cyberpunk come out?
Oh, didn't they put a release date for that?
I don't know. They've been talking about it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long ass time.
It's just like I kickstarted it. I mean, what the fuck?
I could double check. We also got Madden NFL 20 coming out August 2nd with probably one of the
can't
best
When
quarterbacks.
are we going to start doing the plot stories for those?
You know, you laugh at it, but they do have a career mode you can play, and it's like a story.
And who's this best quarterback?
Patrick Mahomes, probably the best that ever played.
What do you play, 1 year?
Yeah,
Rookie.
1 year. Yes. He's been in the league for 2, but he only played for 1.
Oh,
Damn, he must be the best.
yeah. Name doesn't ring a bell. Did he win a Super Bowl or something?
No, not yet.
He just has a cool name.
Does he play for a team that even competes for the Super Bowl?
He's Mahomes.
Okay, moving on.
Did he win his division last year?
All right.
Yes, he did.
He probably did. Okay.
Jerkface.
Yeah.
He got to the AFC Championship game. They lost to the horrible, ugly Patriots. Remember that was the game where it was like 14-10 going into the fourth quarter, and the final was like 42-35 or something like that.
I didn't watch it, but I'll believe you.
Wow.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll believe the stats you have of the team you follow. That sounds about right. Or you
Yeah.
just don't care. One of those two.
That's probably a mix of both.
He doesn't care about anything.
A little
He's such
column
fucking-
A, a little column B.
You're so fucking cool, scientist. It must be so cool to not give a shit about anything.
Are you making fun of me?
Prick. Anyway, so a new Catherine game is coming out September 3rd. Catherine,
Is it
full
is it a
body.
new one or is it the remake of the old one?
I will take a look, but while I look at that, we also have, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which I guess is a Wildlands sequel, I think.
What's Wildlands?
It was
Ghost Recon movie.
Ghost
game.
Recon
Oh.
Wildlands. They have like 45 Tom Clancy games every year, and they're all different genres.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played one.
And there's still 400 books that he wrote. Is that the guy who writes the books?
Yes, and he's
Sure.
also dead. He's been dead.
And he's still
Well, then he isn't writing books.
He's still branding like a motherfucker even after he's dead. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, October, Medieval.
They're just calling it Modern Warfare?
Yeah, they're just,
Is it just
calling it. It's like a reimagining of the Modern Warfare game, I guess.
Christ. Call of Duty, call it quits. You know what I mean?
Oh, hot
shit.
take. Hot take.
Spitting
Ow.
fire.
Just burnt myself on that
I've
one.
never even heard of this game.
It's getting spicy.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But the big games coming out too in November. We have Death Stranding. A lot of buzz around that game.
I don't get that buzz at all.
I don't like the name.
I don't care for it either, actually. But here's something else on the release calendar. 13 is coming out November 13th.
Oh,
is that a Friday?
That November 13th, is it a Friday?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably not. It's probably Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Well, games do what they want now.
Is it a remake of the other 13?
Was that a horror game?
No.
Was it time
We'll have to
travel?
do the story again sometime.
November 13th is a Friday, by the way.
Oh.
Called it.
Wow, you had a 1 in 7 shot.
Good job.
Well, it only makes sense.
Oh my God, is this the same game? I'm checking it out. There's a YouTube trailer for it.
Oh, must be. Awesome.
Is this just a remake of 13?
We should do that story.
Holy shit, it is. They're just re-releasing 13.
With Vin Diesel?
November 2019. Why? Why are they doing this?
People wanted it.
Yeah, people have spoken.
I don't
Wow,
believe it either.
okay.
They didn't even update the graphics. It's ridiculous.
All right.
There is no gameplay. Let's what do you say, Syintist? Should we get into it finally? Stop dicking around with
Yes.
God
Get
knows
into
what.
what?
Get into
Sir Chump Slap's game?
the Splatterhouse.
Yes, this week we are talking about the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 modern classic Splatterhouse.
I'd say it's postmodern.
You're probably, yeah, I get it.
I'd say it's a masterpiece compared to fucking Jurassic the Hunted.
I think it's a masterpiece compared to most things. Boom.
It's pretty masterful.
I think you're just so used to seeing last week's that you're just like blown away.
My standards have just been shot to the ground that
Annihilated.
well, you got to destroy some things, in order to rebuild them, right? So that's where we're at. It was released November 23rd, 2010, which was...
Was that a Friday?
I'm not looking that up. Fuck you. Developed by a company called Bottle Rocket until 2009. Then we had some studio drama, and Bandai, right?
Yeah.
Bandai
Yes.
Namco Entertainment basically said, you guys are done with this, and they fired him, which essentially shuttered the studio. Then they ended up hiring a bunch of people from Bottle Rocket back because they probably were the only people that knew how to work their fucking whatever programmer engine bullshit. And then it was published by Bandai Namco.
It's a big name.
It is a hack and slash horror type game.
Sure.
I assume so. I don't know.
Yeah, it's horror-ish, hack and slashers.
We had some. Thanks for your addition.
Yeah, really helping there, Scientist.
It was written by a repeat writer, Gordon Rennie, who also wrote Killzone.
Ooh.
Wow, at least
Both my picks.
you got better chops on this one. At least.
Plus, he's more famous and well known for writing a lot of comic books and stories in comics. Most notably, a super ass long run with Judge Dredd in the 2000s. Like we're talking like 40 issues or more.
Interesting.
So man gets work,
That was when Judge Dredd was at his best.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. That. Fuck knows.
He took a lot of strange social.
Keep going.
I didn't know what I wanted to say.
Floor is yours,
Yes.
Scientist. Let's hear all about your Judge Dredd knowledge. Let's hear it.
The movie was bad.
This is your fault.
It was full of
You walked into that.
allegory.
Anyway, how about we kick it over to you?
Commentary. That was the word I was looking for. Social commentary.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry to interrupt you,
This is
Poppascotch.
getting fucking messy already.
I know, right?
And are
Fine,
you
I don't
guys
have to
drinking
edit it.
right now? I'm the only one drinking, right?
I've got Gatorade.
I have a coffee.
You goddamn know what I meant. Drinking. I have a Frappuccino. It's pretty rad. Anyway, so how about, since you made us watch this, Chump Slap, how about give us a little bit of a lead into the story here? Give us something. Just at all.
Okay, so you play as Rick.
Good start.
That's it.
Nice.
There's 4 fucking characters in this game. Like,
4. Oh, I guess you're counting the mask as one.
I was, yes. He's more of a subconscious.
Oh, I thought the house itself was a character.
Oh, fuck you. I hate it. Well, you know, the setting is actually a character, too. You can't deny it. Fuck you. It's the setting.
It changes and grows with the characters.
Oh, jeez.
It does. It's alive. But anyway.
Quitting this podcast.
You started it.
Taking my ball and going home.
All right, that's all for this week.
All right, take it easy, folks.
See ya. Bet on stuff.
Okay, so you play as Rick, and Rick's some guy who gets killed, and then a mask jumps on his head. Oh, no, he does. That mask doesn't.
He picks it up and
picks
puts
up the mask and puts it on his head because the mask tells him it's going to save his life and help him save his girlfriend, who was abducted by one Dr. Henry West, M.D., who is apparently 200-some years old. And
isn't it kind of redundant to call yourself Doctor something M.D.?
well, they made a point to say it, so I made a point to write it down.
Fair point.
Well, he could be a doctor and then not a medical doctor.
Well, but then doesn't the M.D. employ your doctor?
Yeah.
So he's got 2 doctorates, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
One in time travel.
And one in medicine.
Yes.
Necrobiology.
Yeah, necrobiologist.
Which is not a thing, right? Like, that's not a real term.
No.
Oh,
Well,
I mean, I
it's
guess
a
you
real
could
word.
study. Is it? I don't
know.
I'll look it up. Anyway, keep going. Give us some more background here.
Keep going. Tell the whole story.
Okay, so this doctor kidnaps Jenny to make a human sacrifice to bring back his wife who died.
150 years ago.
Where did that accent come from?
I don't know. Yeah.
What?
It sounded weird. I just letting it go.
I don't know.
Right,
I don't
sorry.
fucking quit. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right, can we start over?
Before we start over, really quick, I ran a search for necrobiology, and the 4th entry is necrobiology Splatterhouse wiki. So I don't think this is a real thing, guys.
No, I looked in the dictionary and it said, "Do you mean neurology?" So I assume.
The backstory and the lead-in to the mansion and the mask is told in, like, stilted flashbacks.
Yeah, between the phases.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every time you jump through a portal, you somehow unlock a piece of the past, or maybe you're just super bored and that's what you think about.
Yeah, because you're falling
don't
for a
know.
while.
Yeah, but the whole story is your girlfriend is studying, or she goes to this mansion for a job interview, right?
I didn't understand
I didn't
why
understand,
she was there.
All she said was that he wanted to see her specifically.
I thought he was like a professor at
Maybe
college
it was for
or
a job.
something.
Did you read that in the wiki?
That
Maybe
makes
was
sense.
it for the job?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But she was there for something.
But the cold open, the actual start of the game, when you first fire this thing up, is Rick bleeding out, dying, and then the mask being like, "Come on, put me on. Come on, bro."
I can help you get revenge.
He's like, yo, your girlfriend was taken. I can help you.
And I heard Dr. West, and I thought that it was a reference to Reanimator in that. Like that whole universe, the Reanimator universe. We're all very familiar with the Reanimator extended universe. I don't need to go into this, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
Of course. So then I found out that, no, I'm an idiot. It's actually a H.P. Lovecraft references,
Oh, yeah, of
I was going to
course.
say that, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, I thought you were going to let that go. But
which Reanimator was inspired by Lovecraft. So, you know.
stop trying to make it sound like you knew what you were talking about.
He knew.
I was like 60% of the way through before they started naming other H.P. Lovecraft stuff. I'm like, oh, wait, maybe it's not Reanimator. But then he hit with a... You know what? We'll get into it. Let's not
Yeah, we shall.
Yeah,
let's
so
not get fired up right away.
the mask makes a deal with him. He says, "You get what you want, I'll get what I want, and everybody's happy. Let's do this."
Right.
So he puts the mask on.
Yep.
And it becomes the titular character, I guess.
The Splatterhouse?
Yeah.
What the fuck? His name was not Splatterhouse.
Are you sure? Why else would you call it that?
Because the house is the third character.
It's the house where the splatter happens.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they explain it. Like, doesn't he say something in the game? He's like, why do you think we call it Splatterhouse?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's like a really, they're pulling the Deadpool thing with the Terror Mask guy. He's constantly, like, breaking the fourth wall or talking all kinds of shit about the game itself. And it's like, you got to go kill those people. And your character's like, why? I'm Rick. I'm a huge wuss. Why do you think they call it Splatterhouse?
Yeah.
And then you murder a lot of corrupt. They're not people. They're corrupted, I guess.
Yeah. So it's okay to kill them.
Yeah. They're like demons of some sort.
The mask makes you big and muscular and strong.
And one of the first things I'm pretty sure we all watched the same cutscene movie. But once you become this hulked out roid addict murder machine who can regenerate their limbs and beat people to death with their old limbs, which, by the way,
that's pretty
amazing, amazing artistic choice. Love everything about it. But as soon as you become him and you're running around like the first part of the mansion, you find a piece of a picture.
Oh, yes.
Of Jennifer. Do we want to get into this right now, or should
I don't
we
know.
save this?
Should we throw this in with the rape jokes that the mask makes every once in a while?
Let's bring it all up right now. Let's put all the cards on the table.
Okay, fine. So you're going through
I
various...
had them in the same spot here. Unnecessary naked pics and rape jokes.
Yeah, why does she have all these naked pics of herself?
Now, conceptually, I understand that she's, like, leaving something like breadcrumbs so Rick can, like, try to find her. I get that part. I think that's fine. I have nothing wrong with that story decision. But they're all pictures of her, like, completely naked in the shower. Or, like, the other one was in some kind of fishnet bodysuit, God knows what. And then as time gets on, she gets more clothing.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Which was an interesting choice. But it's like, hey, I'm going to this job interview. Should I take, like,
a bunch of
9
pics?
or 14 of my naked pics? Like, what?
Do you think they'll help me
printed
get the
out
job?
pictures. This isn't on a goddamn camera and I'm texting you. Like, these are printed out nudes, old OG style.
Yeah, they're not even Polaroids. They're actual print.
Yeah.
They're like portraits. They're 8 by 11 and a half or whatever.
These are
8.5
headshots.
by 11.
Yeah.
They're headshots. I did the shower one was my favorite, I think, because
The first one.
Yeah, the very
it's
first one.
clearly staged. Obviously, it's a staged picture of someone taking a picture of her naked in a shower, and then they have that weird bubble arrangement by her. How do you do? You guys know exactly what I'm talking
What's a
about.
how do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Shoulders? Is it around the shoulder somewhere?
No, it's her pussy.
Oh.
Well, that's crass.
Where you wear a merkin.
That I would have got.
Yes, the Merkin spot, as we call it.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
Jeez. Oh God! All right.
Gotta write that one down.
Where you put a merkin. It was essentially a bubble merkin.
Yes,
I
that's
guess
what
you
it
can
was.
say.
She didn't want to be
bushy-
too crass with these pictures.
Anyway, so this is like the first 3 minutes of the game. By the way, where do we go after this?
Well, I have written that you fight a demon who rips your arm off.
Yeah, this is the first time he tells you that you can regenerate.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't lose too much blood, though. You will die.
Yeah. But if you have enough, we can regenerate.
Yeah.
So that's
And
that.
apparently you're supposed to, like, is your energy blood? Like, every time you kill something, the little bar goes up, and then...
I guess.
or is
It's
that-
kind of like the classic game we did before, Wet, where when you get blood splattered on you, things change. You get energy from the blood splatter on you. In Wet, you went into rage mode.
In this, you go into rage mode.
Okay.
But you regenerate.
Makes sense.
Is there a rage mode in this game? I never actually.
Oh, I
Did
don't
any
know.
of us play this?
No.
No.
No, I wish I did. I don't know how I missed it.
I know, right?
I couldn't find a speed run either, so I don't even know how it was played.
It's a hack and slash. That's really all you gotta know. You're
Is
just
it like a
beating the shit out of
horror
people.
hack and slash?
Yeah, there was also, I have written down here, there's a moment where you're running through the mansion and all like the heads on the wall, the trophy heads, are like laughing at you and enjoying in this. It's like Evil Dead 2.
It's like a
Yeah,
demonic kind of thing.
Campy.
I loved it. I loved everything about that feeling. It's like, we're going to be murderous as shit. Let's have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have some demons take over and some sell your soul deals, and we'll make things laugh.
You know what we should have? We should have a voice always talking to you too, just cracking jokes. Keep it light.
Wildly, as you murder everyone, wildly inappropriate jokes everywhere.
Yeah. Well, after the demon, I have written here that it shows Jen and the doctor's holding her, and then she stabs the doctor in the fucking head with a dagger, and he just laughs. He's like,
That's cool.
Oh yeah, he heals like instantly, right?
Yeah, he doesn't even get hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem to phase him.
I don't think he even has a mark. Like it's just he pulls it out and he's
no
immediately
blood or
healed.
nothing. Yeah,
Well,
And that shit was right in his temple. It was gross.
it was.
That shit was gross.
But there's also the moment just before this where they're running through and you're just killing a bunch of people, and you go into like the bottom section. There's a whole bunch of tunnels and you find out there's this whole underground structure in the mansion.
Yeah, it's
And
huge.
Rick goes, this is a quote. Rick says, "Who built all this shit?" And then Terror Mask says, "Don't try to make sense of it, Ricky." And then that's it.
That was one of
That's
my
it.
quotes
You
I had
just-
written down because
It's perfect for the
Yeah.
game because it doesn't make sense.
That's way early. Like, you know what you're getting into. This fucking nonsense.
And then, after fighting through the house and seeing him get stabbed in the head, you come across a picture of his ex-wife who looks surprisingly like your girlfriend.
Yes,
What is her name?
Lenora?
Lenora, that's it. I could not type that name properly at all. I don't know why. Leon. Anyway.
Are we led to believe that she's like a reincarnation?
No, I don't know.
Why did she look so much like her?
Because, I mean, there's only so many way people can look.
It feels like he picked her because she looked just like him.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. Like, he just had a bunch of students, and he picked her because she looked the closest.
Okay.
I guess?
Well, yeah, nothing else makes sense. Why should they?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then you get to the room with the haunted porcelain doll after this, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then what happens in here? You just hear metal music and have QTEs? That's what I got from it.
I assume you did some fight to the boss because
Yeah, I
it
think you
absorbs
still
all
had
kinds
to
of.
do damage to it. And
But then there's a bunch of QTEs. This whole game was QTEs.
Which we all love.
I don't mind them.
And he's like, you got to rip that doll out of its chest.
That's a good mask, boys.
Thank you.
I did have here that you rip the head off the monster and then it becomes a vagina face. And then I actually tagged this as the best line I ever wrote in this podcast, is the doll is in the vagina face.
I mean, he did rip its thorax cavity open, and
Yeah.
the doll was in there. I wouldn't call it a merkin face.
No, it's where you put the merkin.
Fair enough.
But then you fuck up that monster. You rip its jaw off. And then
You kill the
I
doll.
have written down here that West is holding Jen hostage with a knife directly to her neck, and he jumps in a portal.
Yeah, he actually says something like he kind of recognizes the mask, and
He does recognize you.
yeah,
I definitely have that written down.
and the mask kind of like plays it off like, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know if I understood that. So he had run-ins with the mask before this. I mean, he had the mask at his house.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't really learn that much about the
No.
mask. That's why I was hoping there was a sequel, and there never was.
I was hoping there was a sequel.
Yeah, I was really intrigued. I was like, what happens? What happens next?
And then this is the first time you follow him through a portal.
Yep, and then you get your flashback.
Yep.
Shows a little bit of info.
And then you are now in phase 3 in the shadow of the abyss.
Yes.
How many phases are there? Like 12 or some bullshit?
I stopped taking
I
count
stopped
after like
writing
4.
after 9. Yeah. So I assume there's 12 or 13.
But where do we go first after we go through this first portal?
The future, if you fail, the mask explains to you.
Yes, it's 13 months of the future. And you figure this out by finding the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, very
Ooh.
Planet of Apes-y.
Very Planet of the Apes-y. And then you have to fight it, or it's some kind of mouth that's
It's some
inhabiting
kind of
it?
door. You have to feed it
Yeah.
blood
You have to kill enough corrupted so it can open its mouth.
and let you walk through and fight a chainsaw boss.
Oh, is this where you actually fight the chainsaw boss, or do you just see them first? Because they like tease it a little bit.
Yeah, I think you just see it first, but you end up fighting it soon anyway.
Yeah, you fight it in phase 4, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah, my mistake. Don't know what I was thinking.
So you just feed it blood, it lets you through. Boom. Then we're on to phase 4.
All right, now we fight the chainsaw boss.
Glad we didn't get ahead of ourselves.
Well, there's an elevator involved. Right?
Is this when they start going to the sides? No, that's the next one.
This is still in the future,
Yeah.
I assume. Unless
Yes, it is. You fight the boss in the future, and then you go through another portal, and you have a flashback about the beginning again, and you fall back to the present.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, wow, it's Aztec. I was like, what?
Mayan?
He says Aztec
Oh.
at first, and I'm like, those look Asian. But maybe it was me.
Oh, that brings us to one of the other quotes where he's like, Rick mentions that they're Aztecs, and then the face says, and I quote, thought they were Mayans. I'm so embarrassed. Fuck. And then he says, fuck them, they all taste the same.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
And then it goes into like the classic Genesis Splatterhouse side-scrolling thing for a little bit, which I thought was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. There's like 2 or 3 levels like
Yeah.
that.
I think I read, too, that through getting the pictures or other bonuses or collectibles or whatever, you can unlock the 2 Genesis games.
Oh, that makes
Like,
sense.
and then you can play them with it.
Now you have a game to play the next week.
Sweet.
Nice.
What is this, PS3?
Yep, PS3. I already ordered it from eBay, so it's on its way.
Nice.
Nice.
It was like $15. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for that.
Are you going to order every game we do?
Yep.
Nice.
No, I definitely ordered The Suffering and The Suffering 2.
Ooh,
What
can't
about
wait
Kane
to
and
borrow
Lynch
those.
There was not that was Kane and Lynch 2.
What about Jurassic the Hunted? Did you order that?
I ordered every copy I get my hands on. Gonna be like that asshole who collected the Twister VHSs.
He's just going to buy it out.
Yeah,
So
just
nobody
buy
else can
every
get it.
single one I can
Specking them.
But that does exist, right? I didn't make that up. There's a guy out there buying all the Twister VHSs, or was it the Matrix? I don't remember.
It's people do that with everything all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm sure there's idiots that do it for both.
Probably. You're right. You're right. So where do we go from here then?
Well, the mask explains to you that West has been building this house for 100 years or so, and there's all kinds of weird stuff in it. And then, where I lost my spot.
We're in a catacombs fight
Yeah.
with the snake thing.
Yeah,
You guys remember that?
sort of.
The
yes.
witch thing?
The snake thing?
It's a big worm snake.
Oh,
thing.
this is where you find another sexy picture of Jessica, but it's like her as a sexy devil.
Yeah.
I didn't write down what all the nudies look like. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't help you
I didn't take photos of them and put them in.
Why do you
Look,
think so in the game?
sometimes, as a group, we're not on the same page. That's okay. Come to it with our own experiences.
And the mask keeps egging you on to kill more things. Embrace who you are. Slaughter all these things. Blah, blah, blah. Eventually, you end up in another big room, and you see West and Jen.
Okay.
Did I jump ahead here?
I don't know. It's all the same.
No, you're
I just
right.
have-
Yeah.
You get to like a large arena type thing,
Yeah.
and you fight the monster I have that has a lot of the injection, like the vials on its back, like Bane in Batman Forever.
Oh, yes.
I'm trying to figure out what I have here. I have something written, something boss. And it looks like
Is this the one you punch in the ass?
Oh, no. No, that's the next one. I was going to get to that.
Okay.
I have no idea what I have.
I just
written
have House That West Built, Kill Monster, Phase 7.
Yeah, he like injects some of that reanimator shit into the monster, and then or does he inject it into? No, he injects it into Jen, and weird shit happens. But then they go through a portal, and you go through a portal, and then you're at Phase 7, which is the weird
Scream
amusement park.
Yeah.
corrupted place of power, where the corrupted powers is.
I think they call it the
I put a
Scream
fun
Park.
house, but
Scream Park.
fun house.
Funhouse, sure. They go to a funhouse in the Scream part. Doesn't matter. Like, does it?
No, it's a
No.
play on words. It's a theme park. No, it's a Scream
Oh
Park.
no, that didn't make me laugh at all.
They wrote it. It's the name of Phase 7, I think.
Just got that.
I'm kind of upset. It wasn't good.
No, but let's give credit where credit is due.
Bet you were the only one that caught that.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm smarter than you.
Great job, Chump Slap. You nailed it. You're going to get all the ladies with that kind of knowledge.
Thank you.
And as you're walking through this fun house, the mask kind of implies that you cheated on your girlfriend last Halloween and blah, blah, blah.
He's like, how do you know that? Oh, God.
I know everything you know. I killed civilizations. It's all good.
Yeah.
He's just trying to convince you that you're also a piece of shit,
Yeah.
I guess.
And you should just listen to him and do what he wants anyway.
Well, you are a piece of shit,
And
from what I understand.
he also he also explains that he was
Talking to you, scientist.
I know, you're looking right at me.
This is nothing. We're not even on the cast anymore. Nothing's recording.
Wait, when did we I thought we stopped talking about Splatterhouse a while ago.
Are we at the boss now?
Well, I was going to say the mask also explains that he was enslaved by the corrupted, but he escaped and knows all about them.
Okay.
And you walk through the house and you're grabbed by the mirror, and this is where you face your inner demons, which is something that likes to get punched in the butt.
Yeah, you kill it by, I have written down here, kill it by shoving your fist up its asshole.
Yep.
That's exactly what you do.
Yeah, it's your inner demons. Butt stuff.
Yep. Hashtag butt shit.
Oh, boy.
And then I've written here, blood be let out in 5 eclipses. And this is the 3rd of 5.
Oh, so you're like playing the role of killing the monsters to...
I don't know. But the mask explains that. Because he walks out and sees an eclipse again. He's like, oh, there's no...
That's why you keep bouncing these times, because
Yeah.
they're the eclipses that you need to let out. Okay.
I think they were setting up, and I could have missed this. They're telling you that Jen is going to be the sacrifice for the whole ritual, but it turns out that it's actually the thousands of people you murdered are the sacrifice.
Yes, yes.
And you're
Like
doing
the
it in these
monsters,
5
the
different
corrupted
things.
you killed. Yeah.
Yeah, so the mask is like tricking you into helping.
Sort of. Yeah. It's misleading you.
Yeah.
Which, for a really stupid reason, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But after is this all in the amusement park? We're still there?
Yeah, after the ass demon.
Yeah, then you
Ass
do
demon, yes.
the clone fight, I think.
Yeah.
Where Fletcher
Ass
just grabs
demon,
you.
then clone fight, right? They're two different things.
I believe so.
I don't remember.
Well, we need to get this right for history. Was that?
Yes, it definitely says punch its ass and kill the monster, and then masturbation joke. I don't remember that, but
You probably thought of it and, I'll say that and make people laugh.
no, there was definitely a masturbation joke that the mask said. But,
Probably something about playing with yourself, I assume.
yeah, and then
And then the doppelganger.
yeah, you go to like a house of mirrors, and then there's a reflection that just grabs you and pulls you through the mirror.
And this is also where there's some weird mind games that it looks like Jen is saying it, but obviously it's not really her. It's just like I don't know if it was the mask or West or the place trying to like trick you and.
Well, the place is a character.
Oh, that's right, you motherfucker.
Let's just call the place
Leonora.
Leonora. Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird shit's
Anyway,
getting said the whole time.
So phase 9, the ruined heart.
Okay.
Is this when you're West in the past and he's going over what exactly happened? His wife died of...
when she's burnt at the stake, burnt in that fucking...
Well, first she died of cholera and he couldn't save her. And then it took him like 100 years of research and he finally brought her back.
And then they thought she was a witch.
Yeah, because he resurrected her and she was ghoulish.
Oh, yeah, she became a demon.
Killing kids and stuff, which I don't see as too bad. And then he like goes away for something and they build a ridiculously large pyre for her.
It was like
Now,
effigy.
this part where we're going through that huge backstory, I really liked it because it was all... This is the part where it's being narrated by Dr. West. Like, it's like a radio play. And while he's saying all this huge exposition, you're doing the side-scrolling Sega stuff.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really cool. I thought that was an interesting way to be like... to present his backstory while also playing the game.
Yeah, it was...
It really worked for me.
Yeah, if the whole game was like that section, it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, they build like a skyscraper-esque effigy to burn her in.
Just like the Wicker Man
Sure.
film. Did you get... No?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
It reminded me of the Castlevania animated series.
Yeah, okay. That's better.
Did you see that? You should watch it.
You should watch it. It's really good.
It's on Netflix.
2 seasons
Okay.
in.
Maybe I'll come back next week with an actual thing I watched and be like, "Hey, I watched this."
I'll be like, I don't fucking.
He won't
care.
even remember until he's doing the editing and be like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
like I watched Castlevania." Then he won't watch it anyway.
Oh, he'll watch it. I believe in him.
And then I guess West was trying to save her and he couldn't, and said he prayed to God. This is the part where I fell asleep actually, because I had to rewind this part. He prayed to God to save her, but God isn't the one who answered me.
Oh shit. When was this? Was this while he was fighting and narrating, or is this after?
Well,
When
when-
after you, because you go through the side-scrolling section, then you go in another portal.
yeah, I think it's in the it's West telling the story.
Is this when she's burning
Okay.
and he
Yeah,
tries to save her?
He's trying to save her, and he says, "I tried to save her, and
And she
prayed to
gets
God."
burnt and tries to fight you.
Yeah,
And he says, "Science has failed me."
yep.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a demon game, so it's all right. I'll let it slide.
Okay. Trying to lead you astray.
So
Did we jump ahead and I'm not paying attention? Are you talking about the part where Rick goes back in time in the portal and then sees the burning wicker statue and is going towards it to try and save Jennifer?
Yeah.
Well,
and,
he's telling this part.
and then she gets burnt and she tries to fight you.
But
Right.
that was Lenora. And then you find out that Rick was actually in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's this part we're talking. All right, we're on the same page. Anyway, like you were saying.
Alright.
And West vowed to get his revenge on humanity for killing his ghoulish wife.
Oh, so that's where he saw the mask before.
Yeah.
Back in the
Oh,
day.
But it wasn't. But it was actually you from the future.
Yes.
Tricky.
That's cool. And when you get back to the present, I guess Rick looks up and sees that the eclipse is almost here. And the mask says, "Reality's about to unravel. We gotta get the gate's almost open. We gotta go.
Oh, and you getting fucking meteors are falling.
Yeah. And then you get
Are you just gonna gloss over the fact that you catch a meteor?
yeah, I was gonna because it
Why? That was like the
Okay.
best part.
had nothing to do with the
Yeah.
story.
It was pretty badass. He's like, "Oh, did you see how badass that was?" Oh, whatever, man.
Okay, and then he catches a meteor. Edit this in, okay? And he catches a meteor, guys. Did you see that?
Oh,
That was
so
crazy.
badass.
Wow.
I don't think I'm ever gonna understand what actually impresses you. So.
I know, right?
I won't.
The
I won't
fuck?
ever understand. I just need to accept that. I won't. It's just we're done now. Jesus.
All right, where are we?
And then you find out it's the final eclipse.
Yeah, okay. And you get to West ready to, I guess, sacrifice Jen. I don't know exactly what he's doing. He's ready to stab her.
Yeah, I think this is what I gathered from it. Jen is going to be the new physical embodiment of Lenora.
Yes.
But that's not the reason, or maybe it is the reason they're having this whole bring about the end of the world thing.
I
didn't
believe
understand
it
that part.
is. I think he's just trying to
I believe that's what the doctor wants, but the mask is trying to
bring about
bring about the
something else,
end of the
yes.
world by killing all the other
I
people
think,
during
he's
the
just,
eclipse.
he's just trying to put Leonora's spirit, I guess, in Jen. He's like, your journey comes to the end, and blah, blah, blah.
So who is the mask mad at? Is it mad at Dr. West or just society?
The mask is mad at the corrupted for having it enslaved for so long. And it's trying to get its revenge. And as we learned from
Okay.
Sly Cooper, that always works.
And that's why the mask is murdering all these people, trying to bring about the dark times, because then the corrupted will walk the earth, and he wants them to know he killed them,
Yes, yeah. He's like, oh, they got to know.
which is
Yeah.
pretty fucked up.
And,
A lot happening in these last, 10 minutes of the game.
And the doctor gets ready to stab her, Jen, in the, I guess, heart. I don't know exactly. In the middle of the eclipse, and all of a sudden his arm disappears. Because Rick ripped his arm off. Oh.
Yep.
His arm just disappears.
He gets ripped off, and he kind of just holds it up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now, that was a good reveal, because he turns and the arm doesn't move at all, and then he looks back, and
I kind of expected it.
You kind of expected the arm.
Well, how many arms get ripped off in the game?
True. All right.
It wasn't like, well, whatever. Now you've done it.
Well, you have to fight the mega monster, which is made of other monsters. The monster.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Legion.
like the final boss.
You save her first, and then the mask kind of reveals that he was trying to do all this to get the corrupted out so he could kill them and let him know that he was the one that killed them and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, and then it turns into this huge monster of dead people.
Yeah. Kind of like the doll thing, but just with dead people.
Like Hogak.
Yeah, like Hogak.
Or
Like
Legion.
what now? Is that another fucking
It's a Magic
Magic the
card.
Gathering reference? God damn it.
All right, how about Legion from
Castlevania,
Castlevania.
or the Bible.
No.
it's
The
just made,
Bible? The Bible? What?
Yeah, it's made up of dead people.
Legion Demon from there.
Is that on Netflix?
The Bible should
Yeah.
be.
But I guess you never played any Castlevania because I think it's in every Castlevania game.
Yeah.
Nope, never got into Castlevania.
Loser.
Nothing wrong with it, just,
No,
didn't-
there's definitely a lot wrong with
didn't
it,
get
but
It's a damn good game. Anyway, so then you kill the fucking monster beast.
and you try and rip your own mask off.
Yeah.
And he's like,
and you
"Well,
can't.
Our deal's not over. Go check on your girl. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, then you get to her and she says something.
Yeah, I didn't write it down either. Poppascotch, save us.
Yeah, what'd she say at the end?
I don't have it written down.
She says something like, "Oh, I'm finally back," or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and they get all lovey-dovey and hug.
But then you can tell it's her. It's
Yeah.
not her.
It's Leonora.
Leonora.
Uh-oh.
Which the mask was actually fucking for a while behind Dr. West's back. That's what I got out of it. That's why they're happy to see each other again at the end.
Oh.
Leonora and the mask were actually banging. And then Dr. West kept the mask hidden so he couldn't bang his wife again.
And that's the end of the game. Go to the sequel.
Wait, what?
Were you paying attention for the last 10 minutes?
I was looking through to see what her last line was, and you guys turned into a different podcast.
I was just speculating on why the mask was doing all this.
I was just letting him go.
All right. Give him his space. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, then you can tell Jen's Leonora because her eyes turn all black, and I guess she's going to go out and kill kids in the sequel, but we'll find out when that comes out.
Yeah, and you're going to help her because
Yeah.
you are still the mask.
No.
Smoking.
I was going to make a Jim Carrey reference, but you beat me to it.
But yeah, that's the end. It's implied that that's actually Lenora and not Jennifer, and things are going to get pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, you've beaten the corrupted, so I don't know exactly what.
did we ever find out where the mask comes from?
I assume
It
it's...
wasn't-
No.
Was it in like the original game?
I don't know.
Maybe. Huh. I'm gonna have to do some research after this podcast is over.
Hey, we'll have to do a post-mortem podcast and explain everything that we did.
I assumed it was like the Necronomicon in Evil Dead. It kind of was just there, and it has the demon in it. Some reason.
Yeah, but like when it comes from one of those sarcophagi, right?
Yeah.
In the guy's mansion, it just falls out after you get slammed by the demon or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, why would you put that mask like amongst your own things?
Especially
like not under lock and key,
standing up next to a whole bunch of other sarcophaguses.
that are easily
sarcophagi.
knocked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it was never opened. Maybe he didn't even know the mask was in there.
That could be too.
Because the only reason he knew about the mask was because you went back in the past. And
But would
that's
you
where he
get a
saw it.
sarcophagus and not look in it?
Maybe. I
It's a
don't know.
very nice looking sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And who just wants to see a dead body? That's gross.
It probably stinks.
It smells like shit.
Stank.
Put some stank on it.
Well, that's it, guys. That's the whole game. We just talked through it on purpose. Does anybody have any stupid quotes for this one?
I got one.
Well, let's hear it from Chump Slap first. I like him
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I am better than you. I got two. First one was like in the beginning of the game. It was so good. It's the mask talking to Rick, and he's like, "For Dick, you're such a pussy."
That is a good
That's a good one. So pretty much all the good quotes are from The Mask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one's from the mask, and I don't know if this was correct, but I think he said it. He's like, "Oh, me and your big mouth."
I got one from after you fight the doll boss, and it's on the ground. It goes, "Mama, mama," and then he goes over and stomps it and says, "I ain't your mama, asshole."
Classic terror mask.
That wasn't the mask that said it. I think that was Rick. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, getting spicy. All right, I have two. One in the very beginning where the mask says, "Come on, let's go kill something. It's been too long and I'm way out of practice."
Yep. Classic mask.
And then he also says, there's a moment where Rick goes to open a door and he doesn't know how to open it. And he's like trying to figure out a way. And the mask goes, "Looking for the key, Rick? It's blood. Rick, it's always blood." As if, like, this is a common door mechanism. Like, you got the motion sensors to open the door. You got, like, the little key. You got handles. You got those vertical handles. And then blood.
Well, when it's in the future.
And doesn't he say that like later? Like you open a door and he's like, "Oh, you're getting the hang of this."
Yeah, he does. He totally does. After you bleed all over it. Like, "Oh, there you go. You're out of boy." But those are our quotes. Now, I wanted to take a second and pull back a second. You mentioned, Dr. Syintist, there were a bunch of rape jokes?
There was a couple. Like the mask would be like, "Oh, I wonder what he's doing to her now. I bet she's liking it," or something like that. He said a couple of times.
Jesus. You can't get away with that these days.
No.
Well, you probably wouldn't have nudie pictures in games either.
I can't believe they got away with it then, but when was it, 2009?
2010, yeah. So,
Oh, the times are simpler then.
yeah.
It was weird. There was, like, nudity in games for a couple years in there, and then it went away.
Yeah.
Because it was completely unnecessary.
Remember
really.
God of War? You could see titties, but then they went away from that.
Well, weren't they in every God of War?
I don't think
There was
last
definitely
one.
a
maybe not the
sex
last one.
mini game in at least 2 of the last 3. I guess it'd be weird if there's a sex mini game and titties hanging out when you're with your son the whole time.
Yeah, we could have made him look the other way.
Yeah, but weren't there like, wasn't there probably like a random god or enemy somewhere that was kind of half naked?
I don't
Like
think
They were
so.
probably, I think they were like formed out, but not human nip-nips, you know?
Yeah. There's
I'm trying to
definitely
use
no
the
nips.
scientific terms. I
Yeah.
don't want to be disrespectful.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to think of like an enemy or something, but even
Saw
Freya
nothing.
was kind of
Yeah.
clothed the whole time.
So, if you guys are in this situation, you took your special lady friend on an interview in some weird guy's house. Apparently, let's just pretend you guys were fine with this portion of it.
Well, she took you because it's kind of like you kind of just force yourself on.
Yeah, you kind of seem like a douche. But
Let's get hung up on that. Good. Let's take a moment. Fucking asshole. So you're in the situation where you are dying, you're bleeding out, some kind of demon monster or God knows what just impaled you from like your diaphragm down, and then the mask is talking to you and it's like, "Hey, go ahead and put me on." Do you put that mask on? Let's start with you, Syintist.
Yeah, why not? What else am I going to do besides die?
die.
It's a good point. What's the worst thing that happened? You die and you have a weird looking mask next to you? Like you're already dying.
I think the mask and myself could make a good team here, doing some stuff.
I think I'd get along with the mask.
Yeah.
Well, that's because both of you guys are like relatively laid back dudes.
Relatively laid back sociopath. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
about right.
Who don't feel feelings anymore. You guys would be perfect.
Yeah.
He'd be looking all over for you.
Yeah, but you're killing demons and stuff. It's not like
I'd be fucking high fiving myself every time the mask made an awesome
Yeah.
joke.
make another hand for me so I can high five myself more than once.
Oh, amazing.
What about you, Scotchy?
Tell me you would.
I mean, yeah, I probably do put on the mask. But I mean, at that time, you have no idea that you're just going to be murdering essentially demons.
Well, I mean, your choice is mask or die.
well, if it
Yeah,
was
fair point.
if it was me in real life and I had that much blood leaking, I'd be passed out already. But
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. I'd be crying and peeing. That's exactly
Imagine-
what would happen.
Imagine how good of a defenseman in hockey you could be with that mask.
Oh, shit.
you just got
I
to
was
teach it
thinking,
to like hockey.
I think if you could just be in goal, you know what I mean? Like you put on the big leg pads, you can just take up the whole thing. You'd be like that fucking walrus from that commercial.
Yeah, probably.
Like that walrus from that commercial.
I just decided to
You've seen this, right? Like,
say whatever.
I don't watch commercials.
first of all, thank you, Dr. Chump Slap, for backing me up, even though you had no idea what I was talking about. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for.
Appreciate that. But there's a commercial where it's like, I don't even know what it is. I think it's insurance. Who knows? But the one team has a like 10 to 12 foot tall walrus in goal. So the other guy's team try to like get a shot past it, and it hits the fucking walrus because it's taking up the whole goal. And the guy's like, "Come on, it's a goddamn walrus." He didn't say GD, but
No.
it's a commercial. That's exactly what happens.
Was the walrus wearing skates?
No, but it did have like 2 leg pads vertically in front of it.
Don't you
that
have
just
to have?
fell over?
Don't you have to have skates though to be on the ice? Come on, be realistic.
Yeah, you're right. That's why it's a commercial. You know? Not fucking Airbud 3 or whatever.
Well, technically, there's no rules that you can have a walrus as a goalie.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the walrus would have to have skates.
Maybe he was sitting on one. He couldn't see
Oh,
it.
maybe, yeah.
Okay. We spent way too much.
And I'm pretty
way
sure he
too
has to have a
much time on
stick too. But
Jesus. All right. Well, another talking point I
Wait,
wanted to talk
hold on,
about
hold on.
real
Hold on.
quick.
Was the walrus wearing a mask?
Jesus Christ.
No, but I think it had a helmet on.
Oh, okay. I mean, that'd be cool to have like a. I'm gonna think to see what he had painted on it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead with your point.
The other point I was going to make, and just to give you guys a frame of reference, there were three main canon Splatterhouse games before this. There was the original Splatterhouse in 1988, which came out for TurboGrafx-16, which,
Ooh.
favorite console of this group.
Yeah.
Splatterhouse 2 came out in 92 for Sega Genesis, and Splatterhouse 3 came out in 95 for Sega Genesis. The only really reason I'm mentioning this is because the fact that right now they're rare games and expensive as fuck, but...
Because nobody bought them.
Do you have a TurboGrafx 16?
I do not have one, no.
Oh.
Should look into getting one.
Yeah.
I should. Let's see what they're
For
going
Bonk's
Anyway,
Adventure.
Yeah, at least. And Bonk's Revenge.
looking at eBay right now, a complete inbox for those of you people who have better things to do with your time than collect Sega games, which I'm going to assume is most of you.
Nobody's got anything.
Those 5 people have better things to do.
Yeah, complete inbox means it has the game, it's got the cartridge, it's got the book.
But it's open.
But it's open, yeah.
But it's open, yeah. It's everything that's shipped with it minus the cellophane. But the complete inbox version of Splatterhouse 2 is averaging around $190.
Jesus Christ.
And a CIB of Splatterhouse 3 is about $160, $170.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
It's time to go fucking yard sale hopping.
I know, Jesus Christ, but I don't even know what the TurboGrafx version. But anyway, the whole point I'm getting at, not just to say how expensive these games are now, is that Splatterhouse 3 actually had multiple different endings.
What?
Which, right, I didn't think that even existed in a Sega Genesis game.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Is that like one of the first games to do it?
It had to have been, right?
What year was that?
95, I think.
I thought Chrono Trigger was like the first one to actually do it.
It might have been. How old Chrono Trigger?
Probably around 95. But Chrono Trigger had like...
But the
25.
first game to feature multiple endings was Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest on the NES.
Oh, damn. NES. Touche.
What other endings were in there? You could revive Cat Dracula and die? I mean...
Depends who you've played with. Isn't there like
think
multiple
that's 3.
characters?
I think that's what they mean. Like, there wasn't official endings for every... Like, you didn't play as one character and go through the whole game and have different endings, but if you played as different people,
Yeah.
then you all had multiple different endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we looked up Chrono Trigger. I don't know if you heard that. It was 95, but...
There's a lot of Castlevania talk in this game.
Okay, so in Splatterhouse 3, there are 4... it says right here that there are 4 possible endings, depending on if you save Jennifer and David. I don't know who David is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the bad ending is if both of them die, if Rick fails... Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. Spoilers, future Splatterhouse. Jennifer is Rick's wife. David is their son.
Oh, so they do bang.
They do bad. Good for them. Those crazy kids. But
Is he wearing the mask?
I assume he still has the mask on,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, once you see that ripped, jacked fella, I mean, how could you go back to goatee guy, you know?
Yeah, seriously. He was such a fucking dork before that.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, so the ending, both of them die. The ending goes as usual, but it states that Rick stands alone, the weight of failure hanging heavily upon him, which pretty much just, that's every day for me.
Yeah. I know all about that.
Yeah, failure's boilerplate.
Failure's my
Shows a
middle
picture
name.
of he and his family, the words alone, all alone. If Jennifer dies or turns into a mindless beast, but David lives, then it shows the ending as normal, but Jennifer exists only as a memory. It then shows David asking his dad where his mother is. If Jennifer lives and David dies, this is the third ending. David is only being only a memory. Jennifer asks Rick where David is, and the moment she cries out, "No!" And then the good ending, where they both survive. It's very different. Apart from a more pleasant time, the mask's dialogue changes. Instead of using its parting words, it cries out, "Can't see, can't hear, I'm dying," before shattering forever.
Oh, so you finally lose the mask at the end of 3.
If you can save your special lady friend and your son, you can kill the mask.
So maybe Jen was pregnant in this game, so it's going to set up for the sequel.
Yeah. Pregnant by Dr. Henry West. Or the mask.
There's also one other thing I want to discuss. There was a spin-off game of the Splatterhouse genre. It is called, I swear to God,
That's a weird
I'm going to
name.
try to pronounce this word as best as I can.
Splatterhouse?
Splatterhouse?
It's Splatterhouse, comma, when Paku Graffiti.
The fuck?
Is it Japanese?
It's like
Aztec.
No.
they all taste the same. But it's an Easter egg, and it's identified in backstage location photographs, but it looks like a cartoon version of Splatterhouse. Like, imagine Super Mario 2 and Splatterhouse story. That's exactly what it looks like.
That sounds like a fun game. I'd play that.
Sounds like the
I
best
don't
one.
even know what type of game it is.
Horror hack and slash?
Horror Mario, bro.
Yeah. Do you jump on the monsters like in Super Mario Brothers 2?
I'd only assume
Pick
so.
them up.
I don't know. We might have to do a very special episode where we play through the whole thing.
A let's play.
Yeah.
Some fucking nerds translated the Japanese version to English, so we'll be able to understand what's happening.
Sweet.
Nerds aren't fucking.
He makes this oh man, he fights minions. Rick defeats Kobocha Dayu. He reunites with Jenny, and they hug.
All right, we shouldn't be talking about other games in the series.
Yeah, really.
You're right.
Cut all
It's
this
too
out.
It's probably too fucking cool for us anyway. Anyway, so that's it. That's the end of the game. Final thoughts, Dr. Syintist. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
I wouldn't play it in any shape or form. The story, well, it wasn't too bad. It did remind me a lot of Evil Dead, like you said. Kind of campy horror kind of stuff. Wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't great. But after last week's, this
Fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare. It's like Walt Whitman wrote it. I gave it a 9, which is a very high score, but I think that's influenced by how shitty the game was last week.
That's a high score for you.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Have you've broken 10 once or twice? I think you scored
Borderlands, I had to
Bioshock
break
high.
10.
Fear, I gave 11, I think, and Borderlands and Uncharted. Let me see here.
Kane and Lynch was at least 12.
No, Remember Me, Bioshock, Ratchet and Clank. Oh, I broke a 10 a lot of times. Bullstorm, I gave it 10.
All right.
Assassin's Creed.
All right. So what about you, Chump Slap? That's your name. Did would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
I probably would play it. It seems like it's right down my alley. I'm a big hack and slash blood type of guy. The story, I liked the story. It was neat. It was unique, but not really. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that, but
It was something different.
it was something different. I scored it 12 out of 27. It's pretty good in my book.
Nice. I would say that I think, honestly, I would play it just because it hits a lot of points for me because it's horror, it's hack and slash. It has a sense of humor about itself, which is so important
Yes.
because I feel like this was a couple jokes away from being like depressing and just a bummer.
True that.
Yeah, it was a
But,
couple jokes away from being Jurassic the Haunted.
yeah. Couple more pixels out of order. It's all of a sudden you're Jurassic the Haunted situation. It's bad news bears. But pretty much anything that influences H.P. Lovecraft, I'll probably at least give a chance to. But I would play it. I think it looks fun. Did the story work for me? I'd say it's a simple story.
Yeah, it's not complex in any manner.
Right, but it's fine. It's fine for a game where you destroy things and gather energy with their blood. the fact that you're leading to this big event and there's a build up to it and there's a backstory to it and there's this guy trying to get his wife back in this weird situation. Like it worked for me. But what would I score it? I think I'd have to give it something a little bit more favorable just because the hour-long cutscene movie was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like some of these we watch and get through and they're like, dude, the Jurassic, I hate to keep shitting on Jurassic the Hunted, but that was 37 minutes and that was brutal. Brutal 37 minutes. This one was like an hour and change and it was great.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was like, shit, that's it? That's where we're in? All right. So I would give it a score of 15 out of 27.
Nice.
Which leads us with a total of
36.
36 out of 81. That's like middle of the pack for us, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
Pretty good for us.
That's pretty good for us, yes. Absolutely. So, any final thoughts? Anything we want to say about this?
No, it is what it is.
I wish they didn't call the city Arkham.
Yeah, it kind of annoyed me.
That fucking really took off 2 points for me.
That's another H.P. Lovecraft reference.
Yeah. Oh. I don't like H.P. Lovecraft either.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're wrong, but that's cool.
That's fair.
Let's move. So that brings us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist's Lock of the Week.
That's the best one yet.
I know, it's locked. Just like that. That was fucking easy.
I was waiting for like 9 more. Okay. Anyway, every week we ask Dr. Syintist to give us a 100% guaranteed gambling pick that he has never gotten wrong since we started doing this podcast. So this week, Syintist, who do you got?
This one's easy. We said it before. U.S. all the way.
USA. USA.
Women's
Who
World
are they
Cup.
playing?
England?
They are, yes. They're playing England. We taking points or just the straight up win, the money line? What do we do?
You could take anything. They're going to beat it.
Oh, yeah? What if I give him 7 points?
All right, that's a lot. Just take the win. That's the lock.
Okay.
Okay, so we have USA, best country ever with, I can't even joke about that anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I know. Well,
I mean, best in women's soccer forever.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
We're sorry. just to all other countries. We'll figure this shit out.
Our
Anyway, so
bad.
what you want to do is you want to take all your shit that you have at your house, anything that's worth any kind of money, you're going to sell it. Then you're going to get that money, you're going to sell that money, you're going to flip it, then you're going to put all the money on US winning.
It's a sure thing.
It is a guaranteed lock. And that brings us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's recommendation window. Every week I ask Chump Slap for a recommendation of something I usually think of in this sentence leading up to it.
Thinking toss at the same
I
time.
have absolutely nothing. So
Your favorite Splatterhouse game. Go. 3.
that's too good. Okay, so Chump Slap, give us a recommendation for a ridiculous 80s horror movie.
Ridiculous is in good or ridiculous is in...
Either. We just make it so they won't be bored.
Oh, okay.
Dead Alive.
That's a good one.
What's it? They call it something else now.
Brain Dead? I
Brain
think is the other
Dead.
name
Yeah.
for it.
Why do they call it that?
I think that it was one of those situations where they named it Brain Dead and then they tried to take it across the ocean because it's from New Zealand, right? It's a New Zealand film.
Yeah, it's definitely.
They couldn't
imported.
get the copyright for Brain Dead, so they had to change it to Dead Alive.
Okay. What the
Does someone
hell
want to
is that
explain to me
for?
what the fuck is happening right now?
I don't know what that's about.
It's Monster Squad. Rock until you drop.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm the asshole. Shut up. All right, you know what? We're done. So, if someone wanted to send us the lyrics to that song, where would they send that email?
I didn't want it to play. I wanted it to
Dr.
wait.
Chump
but-
Slap.
Well, they'd send that to plottytime@gmail.com.
Perfect. Chump Slap personally will respond to every single one of your emails. So
Sure
go
will.
ahead and hit him up and send him some recipes or some more info on Splatterhouse games. He loves all that
I'll
shit.
send you some nude pics, too, if you need them.
If there's because you're gonna have to leave them behind so someone else can follow you.
Yeah, trail of breadcrumbs.
Exactly.
Right. And if they wanted to basically look at the pictures that some genius for this podcast posted on Instagram and they hated all of them, where would they find us on that, Dr. Scientist?
At Plotty Time on all of them.
On all the things.
Perfect. That does it for us this week. So, I don't know. I guess we will talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Peace.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.